Hola clase, buenas tardes y también buenas vacaciones porque no tienen clases hoy y para el resto de la semana. Pero después de las vacaciones vamos a tener una prueba. So after vacation we are going to be having a quiz on the numbers, and I'm getting a sense that some of you have not done the exercises in Google Classroom. So that's a good idea for you to do that. But just to give you a little bit of practice and motivation, remember that exercise from the other day when I had you make number flashcards. I figured that we could go revisit that. So just like a quick little tutorial if you want to study with me right now, or if you want to study with me sometime before we get back. Sounds like a good idea. So like I said, the first few números, you just have to remember. Okay, you memorize them like you do other vocabulary, like when you learn the ABCs. Okay, you just memorize them in a song usually. But just 1 through 15, well, 0 through 15, I include 0. So, repitan. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope that's 10 for you. I'm not, now that I think of it, I'm not sure. I guess we'll figure out. 11, that's a palindrome, so I know no matter what I do, it's going to be 11. 12, 13, 14, and last but not least, 15. So hopefully I didn't make this whole video and they're all backwards. I don't think so though. But either way, yeah, so 0 through 15, if you memorize those, you have half of it down. From this point forward though, that pattern of counting begins where you just take the combination of numbers you memorized and you put them together to make bigger numbers. So for example, the next number would be 16, but there's not like a special word for that. You just call it diez, which is 10, which is and then seis, which is 6. So 16 is like this. Okay, 16. God, I hope that's right. Okay. And then you continue by saying 17, 18, 19, and then you need to know the prefixes to count higher. So you need to know how to say 20 to do your 20s. 20 is called 20. Okay. 30 is called 30. 40 is 40. 50 is 50. Okay. And if this seems overwhelming to you, then go back in Google Classroom and do your work, okay? Because that will help you understand what we've been going over for the last few days. This is catch-up time. 60, 70, 80, and 90. Okay, and if you're getting these just like that, that's because you've been doing your work, and that's, you know exactly what's going on, okay? So 100 is called 100. But the other day we learned that anytime you count beyond cien, it's called ciento. So if you want to say 101, well, that's bigger than cien, so it's ciento uno, ciento dos, cientos, tres, etc. And you do the same thing with bigger numbers. So if I wanted to say 146, ciento cuarenta y seis, 146. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few to practice, and you need to tell me, you need to think in your heads of what they are. You can use your cards if you want to like pause the video and run and get your cards. Okay, or maybe make the cards if you haven't made them already. It's kind of fun to have manipulatives. I know it helps me to learn things better when I have like pieces to play with. So if you ran and you got your cards, you should be back by now. Okay, so I'm going to call out a numero, just like I did in class. And then you are going to hold it up, and you'll see in a moment if you got it correct. So the first number is 12. 12. Okay, let's try something a little higher, something in the 20s. 28. 28. So get your 20. Get your ocho. 28. Okay. 37. 37. So what prefix is 30? 30 y 7. Okay. 61. 61. Get your prefix. 60 is Spanish for 60. 61. Going a little faster. 29. 29. 78. 78. 154. 154. 110. 110. 36. 36. 15. 15. That one has to be memorized. Anything up through 15, you just need to memorize. So let's try some of those. Trece. Did I do trece before? Oh, I'm going to do it again. Trece. 14. 14. And let's do one last one. 25. 25. So now that we've done a little exercise, it's up to you to study for the rest of vacation. You're responsible for numbers 0 through 100 plus. So technically, because you know how to say 100, how high are you able to count to? Does anyone know that? You should be able to count to 199. So 0 through 199 are all fair game for the quiz when you come back. And if you didn't see my announcement before, it's going to become summative in the near future, but we'll start with a formative quiz. So don't ignore this, okay? Practice, but do remember, have fun over vacation. Y nos vemos en marzo. It'll be March when we get back. All right, clase. Ciao.